If you have been thinking about buying a home and you're just not sure where to start, this is the video for you. We are the Orlando Condition. My name is Zane.
My name's Allie.
And today we're going to be breaking down the home buying process into 6 simple steps and walk you through 1 through 6, A to Z, how you can become a homeowner, what's going to be required of you, and how we can help you buy your next home.
The very first step in the home buying process is to get a pre-approval letter from a lender. And this will tell you what price point you should look for when you're shopping around to buy a home. So it's crucial that this is the very first step. You can do this one of 2 ways. You can either go through a bank or a mortgage broker. And you might ask, what's the difference? Well, a bank is going to offer you limited products because they're only going to be giving you options within their company. Whereas a mortgage broker will shop around through a bunch of different banks and companies to find you the best deals. When applying for a pre-approval, a mortgage broker will look into 3 things: your income, savings, and credit. When they're assessing your income, they're going to ask for pay stubs, tax record, or if you're relocating and need to get a new job, they're going to ask for the offer letter from the company that you'll be working for. Let's dive into savings next. This is going to look different depending on your situation. If you're a first-time home buyer, the minimum down will be 3.5% of the purchase price of the home. If you've bought a home before, you're going to be using a conventional loan, which will be a minimum 5% down. If you're looking for an investment property, the minimum down will be 20% using a conventional loan. There are other expenses you'll need to consider, such as closing costs. There have been many cases where we've been able to negotiate and get some or all of our clients' closing costs covered. So be sure to ask your agent to do the same for you. In order to verify your savings, a mortgage lender will likely ask to see your bank statements. Lastly, let's address the elephant in the room: credit. The minimum credit score to get a pre-approval letter is 580. If you have a higher credit score, you are more likely to be able to qualify for incentives and programs. You'll also be eligible for a lower interest rate. In order to get an accurate read of your credit, a lender will do a hard pull. But don't worry, this doesn't have a major impact on your credit, and it allows you to get multiple quotes within a 45-day period after it is pulled for the first time without any more negative impacts on your credit score.
Step 1 is complete. We have our pre-approval in hand. We know what our budget is for our next home. Step number 2 is painting the picture of what exactly that next home looks like. Now, one way to do this is go to our caption here and answer the questionnaire that we have linked there. That questionnaire is going to go over all the necessary questions you need to answer in order to outline what your next home is going to look like. First and foremost, what type of home do you want? Are you wanting something to live in, or are you wanting something as an investment property? Step number 2, what structure of home are you looking for? Is it a single family home, a townhouse, a condominium, or something else? There's a lot of different options, so it's important to decide what exactly you want. And if you're willing to compromise maybe towards a townhouse or a condo versus a single family home, it's important to keep that in mind as well. What do you need in your house in regards to space? Do you need 3 bedrooms? Do you need 5 bedrooms? Do you have a big family? Do you need 2 stories or 1 story? Do you have kids running around playing all the time, and so you want all that craziness to happen upstairs? All these questions are in the questionnaire we have in our bio, but feel free to whip out the old school pen and paper and write down the answers to some of these questions so you can paint an awesome picture of what your next home is going to look like.
Now that you have a clear picture of what your home looks like, it's time for step number 3, which is the home search. There's so much on the market that it can be a little bit overwhelming and difficult to find exactly what you want. That's why it's important to partner with a realtor that will only send you homes that fit your criteria perfectly, so you're not wasting time searching around for homes that aren't what you're looking for. A realtor also has access to off-market properties, and they should have contacts with new construction communities and builders. In our business, when we work with clients, we always conduct a client consultation before we start working with you. After the consultation, we'll email you properties that we think best match your needs. Your responsibility as a client is to look through all the properties that we send to you and let us know what you like or dislike about these homes. If you're searching the internet or on Instagram, YouTube, and see homes that you think might be a good fit, you're always welcome to send them to your realtor and they can look through the listing to see if they also agree that it would be a good fit. It's important to use a realtor because they have market knowledge and ensure you get the best deal. In our business, we post weekly deals on YouTube and daily deals on Instagram. We like to keep our clients up to date on deals around Central Florida, and it helps us maintain our market knowledge as well. When you're ready to go see homes in person, you'll select 6 to 8 homes to send to your realtor, and they'll set up showings for you. Before you go view properties in person, there is a legal document that you will need to sign called the buyer-broker agreement. This essentially will discuss your relationship with your realtor and your obligations to each other. After touring the 6 to 8 homes with your realtor, you're gonna select your top 2 homes.
Now that you've chosen your 2 perfect homes, we are going to construct the offer. There's a few different aspects that come with constructing an offer. We're just gonna go over the universal pieces that will generally come of any home that you decide to put an offer on. We're gonna choose your earnest money deposit. The earnest money deposit is an amount of money that you're putting down up front and you'll wire to the title company within 1 to 3 days of going under contract that is showing the seller you're serious about buying the home. That earnest money deposit is usually 1 to 2% of the purchase price, and at the closing table, that deposit will go towards your down payment. That earnest money deposit is going to connect to the second major aspect we're going over, the home inspection period. For our clients, we do a 7-day home inspection period where we have a professional home inspector go to the property and fully inspect it to make sure there are no major problems that might deter you from moving forward with buying the home. Just so you know, when you get a home inspection, it's their job to find 20 to 25 different issues in the property to make the report of and show you. When it comes to cosmetic problems, these are generally not negotiable items. Things like stucco cracks or paint chips, because you're gonna have those tiny little issues even with a brand new house. Now, major items such as an old roof or an AC system that's on its last legs, those are items that we will negotiate with the seller. And getting back to that earnest money deposit, during this home inspection period, when we get the report back from the inspector, if there's anything on that report that's not satisfactory to you and we're not able to negotiate with the seller to a point that is satisfactory to you, you are allowed to withdraw from the contract at no penalty to you and receive your entire earnest money deposit back. The third major aspect that we will write into the contract is going to be the closing date. And this is where there's a lot of misconceptions about real estate closings. The average real estate closing is 30 days, but depending on your situation, it can be as quick as 5 to 10 to 2 weeks, or it can be as long as 60 to 90 days. It really depends on what you're looking for. For example, if you're a cash buyer and you have all the money on hand to buy the home, you might only need 5 days in order to close the deal. The title company just needs to check the history and make sure it's free and clear for you to buy. Now, if you're not looking to relocate for another 2 months, but you find the perfect home, we are able to write a contract that won't close for 60 days to ensure that you have enough time to complete the move as is comfortable to you. To wrap up the offer, we are able to negotiate anything you might want into the deal. Now, the seller may or may not accept this, but we can absolutely ask them for things like closing costs. If there's specific furniture pieces in the property that you'd like, we can add that into the offer as well. If you're wondering if we can negotiate something into the offer, just ask us, because it's more than likely we can do that for you. Once the offer is written and you've signed, we'll submit it. We'll wait to hear back from the seller, and 9 times out of 10, congratulations, we are going to what is called being under contract. Congratulations, we put in an offer and it was accepted. We are officially under contract. The first step of that contract process is just what I mentioned. We're going to be putting in that earnest money deposit. You will wire whatever that earnest money amount is, like I said, normally 1 to 2% of the purchase price, to the title company. Then we're going to go through that home inspection. Within the first couple of days of that period, we'll make sure that we schedule that home inspection with the professional inspector. We have a network of inspectors that we can use for your property. Make sure your real estate agent has an awesome network, an awesome team that they are working with as well. Once that inspection process is complete, things are going to quiet down a lot. Your main communication will be with the mortgage lender asking you for additional documentation to make sure that they can get you the clear to close on your property. If you're using down payment assistance, there may be even more additional documents needed, potentially letters from employers and so on. Generally, the last major hurdle that we will go over towards closing is going to be the appraisal. The appraisal is essentially the bank going out to the house, making sure that it is worth what they are lending it to you for. Let's just say you were putting 5% down on a $300,000 house. So you're putting down $15,000. That means the bank is lending you $285,000. The bank doesn't want to lend you $285,000 if a house is only worth $100,000. So the appraisal is when the bank sends somebody out to evaluate the house and make sure it's worth that full $285,000. Now, ideally, it appraises and the bank decides, hey, this is worth what we're lending it to you for. If it comes in and it's under the value that you're buying it for, in this example, if it came in under $285,000, more negotiation takes place. A great tool that real estate agents have at their disposal is creating a CMA. That's a comparative market analysis. Essentially, we'll compare the house you're putting in an offer on to recently sold homes around that house to make sure that whatever you're offering on this home is comparable and makes sense as to the prices that other nearby homes have sold for as well. Once the appraisal process is complete, as long as you have been getting the lender all the required documents needed for you to close the deal, the lender will send us what is called a clear to close. And congratulations, you're officially cleared to head over to the title company, sign the papers, and get ownership of your next home.
We finally made it to the very last step, closing day. This is actually the most exciting day because this is when you gain legal ownership of your property. Closing takes place at a title company, which works behind the scenes throughout the transaction to make sure that nothing interferes with getting you into the home. When you show up for closing, be sure to bring 2 forms of ID with you and anyone who will legally be on the title of the property. Your realtor will also be there to ensure that everything goes smoothly. Some title companies also offer mobile notaries or virtual closings if you live out of state or aren't able to make it on closing day. Sign those papers and congratulations on your new home. Thanks everyone for taking the time to watch this video. Let us know in the comments, did you find this video helpful or do you have any more questions about the home buying process? We've linked a questionnaire in the caption that goes through all of the questions that Zane discussed earlier about how to paint a clear picture of what your home will look like. You can also put your contact info in there and we can help you embark on your home journey here in Central Florida.
If you've caught the Orlando condition, the only cure is making the move down here to Central Florida. We would love to help. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our breakdown, the 6 steps on how to buy a home. We hope it was helpful. If it was, drop a like. Make sure you subscribe for more awesome videos all about Orlando and real estate as well. We're super excited to keep providing valuable content. And just like Ali said, make sure you fill out that questionnaire. We'd love to meet you and help you with your home search. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.